looking overhead at Soldier Field to make sure that Cody Parkey was making those field goals in practice. That's how nervous people were in Chicago. Anyway, it's 22-14 at this point, Bears. It's fourth down. Instead of punting the ball back to the Vikings, they go for the field goal. Cody Parkey gets it. It's 25-14. Cousins is able to lead them on a touchdown. Needs to go for a 2-point conversion. Fails. They lose 25-20. And it was a great defensive performance by the Chicago Bears defense. Not only did Khalil Mack have a sack and a fumble recovery, but Eddie Jackson had a pick six. And they're still in first place, and they got a big game coming up against the Lions. Now, Broncos-Chargers. The game the Chargers honestly should have won. And it was 13-6 at the half. Even after the 4-yard pass to a wide-open Keenan Allen, making it 13-6. The Chargers then take a 14-point lead in the beginning of the second half on a 6-yard touchdown pass from Philip Rivers to Antonio Gates, Mr. Reliable. But then the Broncos started to come back into the game. Especially Von Miller getting his first interception since 2012. 6 years without an interception? My God, that's on a screen pass. Returns it 4 yards. To the Chargers 18. Royce Freeman gets a touchdown, runs it in from 3 yards out for the touchdown. Then Philip Lindsay, the other rookie running back, it's a 2-yard touchdown run, making it 20-19. Then Badgley gets the field goal for the Chargers. It's 22-20. At this point, a 2-point lead for the Chargers. Broncos go down the field. Case Keenum throws a big 30-yard pass to Cortland Sutton to get to the Denver 16. Keenum spikes the ball. As time expires, Brandon McManus kicks the 33-yard field goal. Broncos beat the Chargers 23-22. Texans, Redskins, the nightmare that never ends for Redskins Nation. Alex Smith, as I mentioned earlier, it was actually on a Kareem Jackson and J.J. Watt third down sack in the third quarter. Twists his ankle, out for the game, the season, and possibly all of next year. Colt McCoy comes in, leads them on a long scoring touchdown drive, and they're up 21-20 at this point. So you would think the guy comes in, is able to lead them on that drive. And Adrian Pearson had a 3- and 7-yard touchdown, 3-yard and 7-yard touchdown runs in this game, giving him 105 in his career, moving past former Redskins Hall of Famer John Riggins for 5th all-time on the list. Now one behind Jim Brown for 5th in the all-time list. Anyway, so it's 21-20 Redskins. They need this victory to keep their division lead in the NFC East, while the Texans could have their 6-game winning streak snapped. Au contraire, mon frere. The Texans go up and down the field. Kaimi Fairbairn gets the game-winning field goal. Texans beat the Redskins 23-21. Colts at home hosting the visiting Titans in an AFC South battle. Colts are coming up on a nice 3-game winning streak. And here's the thing. The Titans have not beaten the Colts in the Andrew Luck era. Going into this game, the Titans are 0-9 all-time versus Andrew Luck. Well, it's 0-10. Why? Andrew Luck's 3 touchdowns, including that beautiful 68-yard pass to one T.Y. Hilton. Colts beat the Titans 38-10. Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. These two are no strangers to each other during the regular season in 2017. Both games in Pittsburgh. Both victories for Jacksonville, including the AFC divisional round matchup. This time around, the Steelers are looking to turn the tables. Well, at first, it doesn't look like that because the Jaguars have a 16-0 lead. They need this win the worst way to keep whatever slim playoff hopes they have alive, while the Steelers don't want to end their winning streak. Well, so it's 16-0, and guess what happens? On a pump fake pass, throws to Antonio Brown, gets a touchdown right there. Then, 78-yard touchdown. They go for the 2-point conversion. They're still down 16-6. Eventually, Pittsburgh gets the ball back. They're still down by 10 with under 6 minutes remaining. He finds Vance McDonald in the back of the middle of the end zone for a nice touchdown with 2:28 to go in the game. Jaguars still holding on to a 16-13 lead. It's very slim. The Jaguars, unfortunately, on the ensuing possession, go 3 and out. They have to give the ball back to the Steelers. The Steelers engineered this crazy drive. I mean, Roethlisberger, it's a 68-yard drive. Hits Juju Smith-Schuster on the left sideline for a 35-yard gain to the 27. James Conner breaks coverage, goes down the left sideline. He's got the ball throwing to him from Roethlisberger. It looks like a game-winning touchdown. He keeps his eyes off the ball for 1 second, drops the pass. Yeah, bad. Here we go again. Here's another play by Roethlisberger. Hits Antonio Brown down the middle to get to the Jaguars' 2-yard line. Then a couple of really stupid penalties on the Jaguars' defense. Gives the Steelers the ball at the 1-yard line. Roethlisberger, ball snapped to him. Rolls to his right. Ball crossing the goal line. Touchdown, Steelers. It's 20-16. So the Jaguars, with only 18 seconds to go, get the ball. The only way they can win the game is doing lateral passes. Well, they get the ball back, and nothing good comes of it, and the Steelers come back to beat the Jaguars 20-16. Eagles, Saints. This was not memorable, to say the least. Let's put it this way. It was like watching a root canal taking place if you're an Eagles fan. If you're a Saints fan, you were almost bored, to see this game being prolonged longer than it was when it got to the end. But in the beginning, there were some great highlight reel touchdown passes that Drew Brees threw. One of my favorite, it's 4th and 7. He throws a pass on the right sideline to Alvin Kamara with 2 defenders on him, the running back, and he still manages to get a touchdown. To make a long story short, the Saints beat the Eagles 48-7. The only touchdown the Eagles managed to get in the game was from a rookie in the second quarter when they were down just 17-7. Otherwise, they got cruised and they got bruised. Oof. Not fun. Giants, Buccaneers in New York. Need another drink. Buccaneers need a victory, so do the Giants too. Yes, they got their first victory in some weeks since they beat the Texans this past Monday night in San Francisco. A lot of people thought, okay, here we go again. They got a nice win, but they're going to go on another losing streak. Well, they finally get their first winning streak going since December 2016. How they do it? Saquon Barkley had a career-high 142 yards on the ground. He scores 3 touchdowns on the day. At one point in the game, it looked like the Giants were running away and the defense got 3 interceptions off of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Then they bring in Jameis Winston, the guy who had 10 interceptions in just 3.5 games for the Buccaneers this season after returning from a 4-game suspension. Winston nearly leads them to a comeback victory. Twice in the game, he got the Buccaneers within 3 points, but the Giants prevailed, and they won 38-35. Not only was it a great but you got to give the Bucs some props for nearly coming back, especially Mike Evans had a big touchdown. Yeah, and what was really crazy was the fumble recovery that could have went the other way. We could have went to the Giants early in the second half. That wasn't the case. The Buccaneers were able to recover it. But nonetheless, the Giants have now won 2 consecutive games, and it's not really out of the realm of possibility in that weak NFC East that they have a chance at maybe getting first place and winning the division. I thought it would have been, if you would have asked me weeks ago, I would have said you're out of your mind. But now it's looking like a real deal. Okay, so that was week 11 of the season. Now we're going to go into week 12, starting with the 2 teams on the bye. The Chiefs. Keep doing what you're doing, Patrick Mahomes. It's beautiful. Defense, really, we need to see a lot more improvement in coverage. Otherwise, this offense is going to be the reason why they hoist Vincent Lombardi's trophy, and Mahomes should be the front runner for the MVP award. The LA Rams, granted St. Louis, I got to find an LA pendant somewhere. But nonetheless, Jared Goff and company are spectacular this season, and the defense has held its end of the bargain in games as well, including Aaron Donald, who should be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, but Todd Gurley, the monster running back, 17 total touchdowns on the year, over 1,000 yards on the ground. I think it's a 1,400 all-purpose MVP candidate. Let's go into the games. Go quickly right here. Falcons, Saints. If I had to pick, this is definitely going to be New Orleans all day. Drew Brees, the reason he has only been sacked he's had only one interception and 9 sacks because he gets the ball out quickly. And he has his receivers like Michael Thomas. You're going against a patchwork secondary. There's no way they're going to be able to cover him or Kamara Ingram. Saints all day, every day. And that's the 8:30 game on Thanksgiving night. Redskins, Cowboys, 4:30. That's going to be on Fox. And the fact that Alex Smith is out for the rest of the year and you got Colt McCoy, yes, he's going back to his beloved state of Texas. Doesn't mean he's going to have a great homecoming. I got the Cowboys winning by 10 points in this one. Look for Ezekiel Elliott to crush that Redskins defense. And as for the Cowboys D, they're going to get to Colt McCoy probably 5 times on the day. Cowboys. Bears, Lions. That's the 12:30 game on CBS to start Thanksgiving off. It's going to be a hefty helping of some of stuffing. And by stuffing, I mean the Bears defense is going to stuff the Lions' inability to run the ball now that Kerryon Johnson is not playing for the rest of this week, and who knows how long that will be. He's a reliable running back for the Lions, and he's going to be sorely missed. I got the Bears winning this. Look for Khalil Mack, 2 sacks on the day, and another fumble recovery. Stafford, the reason you won by the skin of your teeth was because of the stupidity of Ron Rivera's decision to go for the 2 points instead of the extra. Otherwise, by all rights, the Lions should have lost that game. Patriots, Jets. Both teams coming off the bye, but the Giants are going to be going the Jets are going to be going bye by the end of the first quarter. Yeah, I know, using the NSYNC song. If they can even beat the Bills, who came in with a league low 96 points 2 weeks ago, and they lost 41-10, what gives them the idea they have a chance against Tom Brady, 5-time Super Bowl champion? There's no way. I got the Patriots demolishing them, and I think Gronk right there is going to get 8 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Giants, Eagles. Eagles are working with a patchwork I'm talking about a real patchwork secondary right here. They have to sign people literally off the street to get to be in their second, to be their corners. Injury after injury in the Saints game. With the Giants, the way they're playing right now and the resurgence they're having on the season, I think Saquon Barkley is going to run roughshod all over that Eagles defense. Give me the Giants. I know some people are going to think I'm nuts, but I like their chances in this game. Sunday night, Packers, Vikings. Both teams need this victory. The Vikings need to keep their hold on the number 6 seed in the NFC playoff picture. The Packers need to keep their very slim playoff hopes alive. Both teams, whoever wins, could leap the other for that 6th slot. This is very important. Both quarterbacks, I think that whoever can rush the passer the best in this game wins. And if I had to be honest on this game, I think the Vikings are going to have a tough time defensively against Aaron Rodgers, trying to get to him. Originally, I was going to go with the Vikings, but you know what? I'm going to go with an upset pick. Give me the Packers, actually, for this one. Seahawks. Packers in the other one. Seahawks. Panthers. Classic rivalry matchup. Usually comes down to a touchdown or less in every single game. This time around, I like the Panthers in this one. Christian McCaffrey has to get the ball more than 13 times like he did last week. He has to get the ball more this time. And I think he's going to get 25-plus touches on the day. Look for him to have a breakout performance, 3 total touchdowns, along with Cam Newton. And as for the Panthers defense, you got to get in Russell Wilson's kitchen, which I think they will. Give me, like I said, Panthers winning on that day. Monday night, Titans going up against one of the hottest teams in the league, the Houston Texans. And the Texans defending their 7-game winning streak and their hold on the AFC South. What he's going to have to do is just pick apart that Titans defense the way Andrew Luck picked apart the Titans last week, which I think Deshaun will be able to do that. Give me the Texans in a 10-point victory. It won't even be close. I think DeAndre Hopkins gets 75 yards on 2 receptions. Could be on 3 receptions. Nonetheless, Texans. Steelers, Broncos. In this game right here, granted, it's in the Broncos' home stadium, high altitude, so we know the kickers are really going to be able to make 50-plus yard field goals in this performance. I think it comes down to the Broncos' defense trying to defend against Antonio Brown, which will not be easy. I got the Steelers winning this one. Now the next game right here, you got the Miami Dolphins, Indianapolis Colts, Sunday 4 o'clock game. The Dolphins are just a sham right now. Yes, they had their bye last week, but before the bye, week 10, they got brutalized in Green Bay. They're going up against a hot Colts team that has now won 4 consecutive games, and the offensive line has done a great job protecting Luck. And he's been able to make some big touchdown passes. And, of course, you got T.Y. Hilton. He's a tough guy to try to defend against. I can't see the Dolphins doing anything successful against this Colts team. I got Indianapolis. Oof. Next game, Jaguars, Bills. The Bills are coming off the bye like the Dolphins. Instead, though, they came off a victory in Week 10 as opposed to the Jaguars, who have been lagging 6 out of the last 7 weeks. And now both teams, they're in dire straits at the moment this year. And what has hurt them? For most of the year, not having Leonard Fournette, yes, he came back this week. But the fact is, they had a 16-point lead on the Steelers, and they took their foot off the gas pedal. And when you do that against Ben Roethlisberger, well, you're going to pay for that. And they did, losing 20-16. While the Bills against the Jets didn't do that. They not only kept their foot on the gas pedal, they went 150 miles like they were on the German Autobahn all over the New York Jets. It was embarrassing to the point where me and my mother, we left before the first half ended. We never leave a game at the end of the first half. Maybe 7 minutes into the third quarter, but never that early. Though it was kind of good for Mom because she needed to get her Thanksgiving shopping done. So that was a plus right there. Anyway, getting to this game, Bills-Jaguars. If the Jags want to win this game, which they should by all rights, they got to get they can't make the same mistakes the Jets did. Do not give up a big passing play to Robert Foster. Don't have LaShawn Shady McCoy look like the second coming of Eric Dickerson. And really, if you have a lead, maintain it. They're one of the best defenses in the league, but yet they unfortunately gave it up against Pittsburgh. I don't think that will be the case this week. I got the Jaguars coming back, getting their first victory in weeks in Buffalo. They're going to take out their frustrations on them. So for the Bills Mafia, you may want to leave early. Browns, Bengals, the battle of the Buckeye State. The last time they played each other, Bengals won. This time around, the Browns are going to win. I really like this Browns team, the youth movement they have going with Antonio Callaway. How about Nick Chubb 2 weeks ago, because the Browns are also coming off the bye 2 weeks ago in the upset victory at home against the Falcons. Nick Chubb ran to the right and made a 92-yard touchdown run. Longest touchdown run in Browns history. First time since the 1950s we've seen a run that long. But nonetheless, with him, with Baker Mayfield as the quarterback, they have something really special going on by Lake Erie. I like the Browns. I really like the Browns in an upset this week. And the defense has been the caveat as well with the most takeaways in the league. With all the absences and the injuries going on with Cincinnati, I think the Browns defense is going to take advantage. Next game, 49ers, Buccaneers. Nick Mullins, had that crazy first start. Had that crazy first start for the 49ers Thursday night against the Raiders. And performance of the ages. Then he comes back to reality Monday night against the Giants. This week, him and the 49ers are taking their frequent flyer miles from San Francisco all the way to Tampa, Florida. I hope they're getting the points, the 49ers organization, for that type of mileage. But nonetheless, they're going against a pissed-off Bucs team coming off a game which they nearly could have won against the Giants. So both of them have been burned by the Giants recently. Now, who's gonna take their frustrations out on each other? I got the Buccaneers winning this one. With Jameis Winston starting this week and the way he nearly came back, his team nearly came back against the Giants, I think they're going to implement that same game plan on the 49ers. The only good thing about the Niners is Matt Breida, but he can't do all the work and running the ball for the Niners offense. Yeah, I definitely have the Buccaneers winning this, despite the Levante David missing in that linebacking core for the Bucs. Now, Raiders-Ravens right here. I got the Ravens. Come on. The way they played last week was masterful against the Bengals. Lamar Jackson he presents another dynamic to that offense. He had 12 completions, but he ran over 100 yards. That was the game plan. You get him in the huddle, you have him do some option plays, running the ball, some occasional play action passing, which he's going to do the same thing against the Raiders defense. And this time, he's not going to make any mistakes that Josh Rosen made. He's a far superior quarterback and was more pro-ready for the NFL than Josh Rosen was. Both of them rookies, by the way, that were selected in the first round. But nonetheless, in this particular performance right here, I think the Raiders defense will be coming to earth again and having another loss at the hands of Baltimore. Ravens by 14 points. It's not even close. And the last game of Week 12, Cardinals, Chargers. Let's just say Josh Rosen, not part of my Rosen clan. I wish he was. And the fact that there's a Rosen as a quarterback, that's amazing right there. I'm happy about that. And he has some good. He does a lot of good things, but there were some mistakes he made last week, especially on the screen pass in the Raiders game. He really needs, to cut down on the interceptions. But that will come with time. But he has a great thing going with fellow rookie Christian Kirk, the wide receiver that was selected out of Texas A&M for the Cardinals. They have a really good tandem. In fact, he threw a 59-yard pass to him last week in the loss to the Raiders. So you're going to probably see a lot of him and Kirk throwing in that tandem together for the Cardinals. But the Chargers came back to earth. They were, before the Broncos game, they were riding a 6-game winning streak after starting 1-2, and now they lost their first game in months. How did they overcome that adversity? Well, they're going to be at home again this week in a soccer stadium, which is a crying shame. But luckily, by 2020, they'll move into that new stadium in Inglewood along with the Rams. They're going to have the same sharing of a stadium, just like the Jets and the Giants do in East Rutherford. But anyway, as for the Chargers this week against the Cardinals, I think Phil Rivers and company, they're going to bounce back. They're going to take their frustrations out on the Cardinals. The one thing you got to keep your eye on, Patrick Peterson versus Keenan Allen. That is the matchup of the day to look for. And I think Keenan wins it in straight shoots. Give me the Chargers. And that's all the games of Week 12 of the National Football League season. So for all you out there that are watching this, just go home, go to your families, wherever you're celebrating Thanksgiving, and just sit down with your loved ones and enjoy those moments. Enjoy everything, the food, the football, the camaraderie, the conversations, the jokes, even the bad ones, and just enjoy every single minute. That's all. And just be thankful for everything that you have in this world. That's what we all need to do. And also maybe to show kindness to others too as well. And love and respect. for one another as well. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm just so glad and thankful that, I have another year where I get to cook with my mom. I get to be in the kitchen with her and help her out like an unofficial sous chef. And I get to see how she creates that magic and all the dishes that we love, And it's those times, those memories are precious. And, I'm just glad for every single minute and second of it. Even if I'm like in her way somehow and I'm like, and she's like, gotta get out of the way and all. I'm like, okay. But, I just, I enjoy every single time. And I hope one day that I can carry on what she does, because it'll be tough because I don't think I could do 1/10 of what she does in the kitchen. I will try my best, especially without trying to burn the place. No, I won't. I don't think I'll get to that point. But, I hope that I can be just as even nearly decent as what she does. Yeah. And I just enjoy every minute. I'm sorry if I'm going on a tandem here. It's just, I love this holiday so much. And I can't wait to see my loved ones and my family members and just enjoy those precious times. And so from my family to your family out there, to people of all different races, cultures, creeds, orientations, I want to wish you all the greatest. I want to wish you all the happiest Thanksgivings. And may God bless you, peace on earth, and just no politics at the table. Just enjoy each other and love each other. And that's it. Love you, Mom. And good night.